So welcome to another tutorial on the MATLAB tech, and here we will be discussing about the Arduino programming, which is basically hardware programming which we need to do when we usually complete any hardware project. So if you want a good controller to be implemented in any of your project, right? So in that case, definitely the first choice will be the Arduino programming, and with this you can also do the robotics and other controls related activity, and with the help of this you can build a control system portfolio in implementation with the hardware. Along with that, you can also develop embedded system related skills and also robotics. So in the particular tutorial series, we will be covering three major aspects of the programming. So first we will be covering the Arduino IDE programming, so which you are able to see over here. With this, we will try to understand how this board looks like, and how we can write programs, what are the features that we can use from the IDE. So basically, this is a C coding environment. Basically, you call it as embedded C code, and with the help of this, you will be able to do program the board, and this comes with the Arduino hardware. So you can download this program, and it is open source, and you can program the board with the DC code. The second approach is to develop MATLAB programs, which basically will integrate with the Arduino board. And whenever you write any logic in your MATLAB environment, right? Once you have connected to the computer with the Arduino board, right? Then in that case, you can dump that same program inside your board, and you will be able to see the reflection what you did the program for. The third part is the simulink programming. So in simulink programming, you will be creating multiple block sets, and once you define your logic, then you can define your ports in which you want to write your program, so that it will be able to take the program which you have written and put it inside the Arduino. Okay, so these are the three major things we will be discussing in this particular tutorial series. And first, we will be starting with the simple one, which is basically the embedded C coding, and which is offered from the Arduino IDE. So coming to the hardware setup now, right? So coming to the hardware setup, we do have two setups over here. So if you see the hardware, so here we will be using the LED pins to write something with a particular interval, and we will be using the USB protocol, or this will be the USB port which is input for the Arduino program board, and this will be connected to our PC, as you can see over here. So this is connected to the PC, and with this we basically will be using LED pin, which is inbuilt LED pin for the pin 13. So whatever the status that will be there for the pin 13, that will be reflected usually here. So if it is high, then it will be on; if it is low, then it will be off, something like that. And with this inbuilt LED pin, we will be using and trying to blink a LED with a defined interval and see like how the program works. After that, we will be using our own LED, which is present over here. So we have one own LED. So these LEDs are two series LED, one is yellow and one is red, and we will be connecting it to the LED. We will just change the pin interface, and then we will try to see like whether this is working with the blinking program or not. So based on that, like, you can connect it to any pin which is mentioned over here, right? So all the pins are digital pins. We will try to see like what is the difference between digital pin and analog pins. Okay, so these are the analog pins, and mostly we will be dealing with the Arduino Uno board. So this is the simplest board which you can use for developing program. And this is the Arduino microcontroller which is embedded in the board. And you can also see a reset button over here. Whatever the program that you written, right, so those programs will be reset if you just press this button, which we seen already in the previous tutorial. So now so let's jump into the program that we have. So over here we do have the program. And once you open the IDE, you will be able to see multiple ports. So you need to select the Arduino Uno port. This will be reflected in your Arduino IDE, and that's how you are transferring the programs from Arduino IDE to your Arduino board into the microcontroller. And the first segment over here is to understand how the structure looks like for the Arduino IDE or embedded C code. So over here you are able to see a wide setup program, right? So wide setup means it is setting up the board. So here the LED built in is the pin 13 which it is referring to. So if you just write 13 also, it is fine, but as this is a macro that is already defined, right, the value 13 is already defined as it is a hardware construct. So that's why it is a built-in macro inside the Arduino IDE. And here we are mentioning it as an output. So basically the LED pin will receive the output whatever we write, and that will be reflected as a output in the board, so that we can see like what we did program. And this particular structure which you are able to see is to construct on a software perspective, like how your board is organized and all those things. And then you will have a void loop structure. So this is also a function, and this is also a function. And in this function, usually what we do right is whatever the operation. So suppose I want to turn on and off the LED, and I want to have some interval, because to see whether the LED is turning on and off, I need to wait for some time so that I can distinguish between whether LED is on or off. So in this case, what I am using is the digital write operation. So what a digital write operation is, right? So suppose you define any pin as output, right? So there you can write whatever the status that you have. So the status can be for digital pin high or low. So high means on and low means off. So using the digital write command, what basically we are defining is we are defining the pin, and we are defining the pin status, right? So if this happens, then you will be able to turn on the LED. Okay, then a delay is another function which you can call. So these are defined already in the IDE library. So using those functions you can deal with that. And basically the delay function receives the input in the form of milliseconds. So whenever you are giving like 1000 millisecond, it means 1 second. And once you do wait for that particular amount of time, then you need to write again the next status, which is basically the LED low, right? So once this happens, you need to again wait for, and again need to wait for 1 second. These intervals we can change, and also these pin numbers we can change, right? So that we will see over time in this particular tutorial. And along with that, let's understand like what are these two buttons. So first button is called verify. Okay, so if you write anything, then you need to verify that, right? So let's verify. So once you verify, you will be able to see no error, because everything is okay for this particular program. Once it is done, then we will be using this upload button. So you will be able to see an upload button, right? So that's why if you click over here, it will try to connect to the board and try to upload the program. So once it takes the program, you can see the LED is blinking now. Yeah, so this is the 13th pin LED which we are connected with. and it is inbuilt LED. So that's why whenever we are changing the interval, maybe you can see the LED blinking will be more faster. So we will be turning on and off every 100 millisecond. Okay, let's verify the code and again upload the code. So you will be able to see a faster blinking, right? So it is blinking very fast now. So if you reduce it again to 10 second, then maybe you will not be able to see the blinking as well also, because it will be on all the time. Yeah, very fast. You can see it is always on because we are not able to notice that. So suppose I am adding some more value, so like 2 seconds I want, then how can I do this? So 2000 I need to put, then only I will be able to get 2 second time. You can see it will blink little slow now, and yeah, so every 2 seconds it is turning on and off. So as you can see over here, we have defined the pin, built-in pin, right? So if you just use 13, right, then you will be able to do this same thing over time with the 2 second interval. So if you just use 13, so verify it is having no error, then you will be able to dump it. Same LED pin will blink over time. So LED built-in pin means 13, and same we replaced it with 13, so that's why it is working like this. So now I will just change the pin to pin 12. Okay, so I need to change it every place because it is defining the pin. Okay, so first we have defined the pin 12 as the output, and then we started writing high, and then after waiting some time, then we are writing it low, and again we are just looping it through. So every program, if you write in the loop statement, right, it will run every sample time. So whatever the sample time that you have for the Arduino board, that will be the sample time for this particular program, and based on that you will be able to do the programming for this board, right? So if I now put the program inside, so this LED is connected to pin 12. Okay, so this is pin 13 and this is pin 12. So now if I just verify the program, then we will have no error. Okay, and then if you start if uploading the program inside the board, you will see the LED starts blinking every 2 seconds. This LED will start blinking, and you will be able to see the response. Okay, yeah. So here, as it is a digital pin, right, we can either write a high or low value. If it is an analog pin, then we can write a series of value, which we will see in the coming tutorial. But this shows like how you can program your Arduino with the help of a simple programming environment with defining or changing some values. So here what I did change my pin, and then I am able to switch the response in the outside, right? So that is what you get the advantage when you do programming with any software integrated with the hardware. So we will also read different sensors like LED sensor, like IR sensor, and we will also use accelerometer and gyroscope, and also we will try to understand how the ultrasound sensor works. So first we will go through the sensors, like what are the sensors that we have, how we can read the signals, and all those things we will discuss in this particular series. Then we will go for actuators. So what are basically actuators? So actuators are those like who takes the response. So here if you see, the LED is an actuator, right? So here the LED is turning on and off something, then we are able to see that. But a receiver is something like a sensor which will just receive the input signal, and then will do read those, and based on that we will be able to do the programming. First, we will be covering the sensors, how to read the sensors. Then we will be covering how to actuate something, and in between, like how we can build logics. So that we will see at the third most part, which is the most important part in this particular tutorial series. So yeah, so in case you are liking the channel, please consider subscribing. In case you have any comment or query, please let us know in the comment section. We will be more than happy to clarify your doubts. Have a great day here. Thank you and happy learning MATLAB.